When the snow falls around here, we grab our skis and hit the slopes. With everything from bunny hills to green runs, this episode celebrates Ski Terre Haute. Welcome to the Haute.
This episode brought to you by Terre Haute Economic Development Corporation, Terre Haute Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Envisionary Media. Envision the possibilities.
The roots of Terre Haute ski scene date back to the mid-1970s with Rose Hulman's iconic recruiting poster, Ski Terre Haute. Known today as one of the best engineering colleges in the country, in the 1970s, Rose Hulman was a bit more obscure. And being located in west central Indiana, the college couldn't compete with the likes of Caltech or the Colorado School of Mines when it came to location. But what Rose Hulman lacked in proximity to sunny beaches or glamorous ski slopes, it made up for in rock-solid engineering education and the guts to poke a little fun at itself in its Hoosier locale. The result is a parody poster with an appeal well beyond the high school students it aimed to recruit. The front featured a skier, snow spray flying as he sped downhill past a barn. It boasted the area's average ski conditions and the city's convenient central location between three major ski resorts. The back contained a wealth of helpful, mostly accurate information on both the college and the community, singing the praises of the campus cafeteria and providing statistical information on the faculty.
Early 70s, we were already into this mode of using very risk-taking, humorous pieces. We did a brochure that had a Rube Goldberg gizmo device that changed every time you turned a page. A view book, and it said, Rose Hulman, where men take their tinker toys seriously. Computer camp, Camper Tutmuck, which is computer spelled backwards. And all of this with an attempt to try to appeal to a 17-year-old student that was interested in engineering, and their sense of humor is a little different than the typical general public. We were embarking on a direct mail marketing campaign, and I met a fellow by the name of Richard Braley out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And Dick impressed me immediately as being very talented and creative. And I looked on the back of his bulletin board, and he had a poster of himself skiing down the roof of a barn in Iowa.
I moved to California in 1975 for about a year. What I wanted to use when I moved to California so that I would introduce myself as skiing Iowa. One of the things I'll miss when I moved to California.
I said, I think that'd be a great poster for our college. He says, no, you're not getting that one.
We need to come up with something different. So in the middle of summer, we did a photo shoot with a skier, my neighbor, boy, who was in high school at the time, and my next door neighbor was a photographer. It was really about 90 degrees. And we had a plywood board going off of the curb, and I would be behind the camera to click it, and the photographer would be behind the skier, who would then fall, and the photographer would catch him so he wouldn't hurt himself, and I would click. So every time I said go, he would fall and I would click. That's how we timed it so that it looked like it was actually skiing downhill. We had a photo retoucher come in and outline the shape of the skier and his poles. This was before any Photoshop, of course. And then I ordered a stock photo of a barn and a silo. I looked and looked and looked. There's so many photos, but this one just came up in one of the little catalogs that I had. I said, this is it. And then I did a little sketch showing what I wanted to do. Just a little thumbnail of this skier with the barn and silo tip, and this looked like the skier was going downhill. So we put those two together, and then we took a photo of that. They loved it. So that's exactly what we want.
Our applications really shot up. I think we topped 2,000 applications the first year. Well, 2,000 applications, and you only wanted a freshman class of 350, you can kind of do the math. We had requests for this poster from ski shops, bars, taverns. Half the high schools I visited had that ski poster up someplace. Ski Terre Haute is iconic.
Ski Terre Haute's popularity carried it across the country and around the world. Rose Hulman hasn't used Ski Terre Haute as a recruiting tool since the 90s, but reprints are still available in the college admissions office.
Thanks for joining us for this special winter edition of The Haute. To keep up with future releases, make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or check out all of our videos on the show section of terrehaute.com. Here's some scenes from our next episodes.